Hello, English lovers. Welcome to English Movie, where you can learn English and improve your spoken English. Today's lesson is about spoken English. I brought you English native speakers who can help us see how they really connect words while they're speaking, how they change sound, frap sounds, how they really connect words and encode the linking, creating a chain while I speak English. So make sure you stick with me to the end of this lesson, because we're going to move slowly so that we understand everything and see how they really connect words and sound fluent while we're speaking English. Let's get started.
Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week.
Okay, I think now you listen to this guy, okay? The music of English, the way he connects words, reduction. You see, the way he changed some sounds. Let's go and do some analysis together, slowly.
Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week.
Okay, here's the guy. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Okay? Good. Let's go. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Good. Let's see what they have already done. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. You see the way this guy connected here. There's no D sound here. Tinshi, you and I. Okay, you see connected here. You and I. Repeat after me. You and I, not you and I. No, not you and I. Quickly, okay? And English music. You and I. Yes, the guy here hesitated and said, you and I, you see, didn't stress too much here. I basically used to interview you about once a week. Pay attention here. How did this guy connected words here? You and I, I basically used to interview you about once a week. I basically used. Repeat after me here. Now, the way he connected basically used, it's like here, basically used, okay? Basically used. Here, no stress of this L here, okay? No stress. Don't stress this one. Then try to sound like I basically used to interview you about once a week. I want to repeat after me here. I basically used to interview you about once a week. I basically used to interview you about once a week. No stress here. This L, you don't have to stress this one. So you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. I basically used to interview you about once a week. The way he connected the words here. So no stress here. And he didn't even stress too much here. I basically used to interview you about once. You see, he didn't pronounce this one. No stress of this T, about, this silent T. Okay, about, it's like about once a week. About once a week. Okay? Then he connected to it here. About once a week. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Now let's move slowly and repeat together. Tinshi, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week. Try to repeat after me like that. Thank you so much. Tinchy, you and I, we are basically used to interview you about once a week. Now, let's move.
Once a week. Tinchy, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week.
Good. Now you can understand, okay? Tinchy, you and I basically used to interview you about once a week.
You cracked on, work dried up for me.
Mm-hmm.
You cracked on, work dried up for me. You cracked on, work dried up for me. You cracked on, work dried up for me.
Well, now you understand, okay? Good. Let's see now.
You cracked on, work dried up for me.
Well, let's see now here. You cracked on. You cracked on, okay? You cracked on. You cracked on. So you see now, no much stress there, but here, cracked on. You cracked on. Not you cracked on. Not you cracked on. No, but the music of English and the way he connected here, you cracked on. You cracked on. Work dried up for me. Not work dried up for me. No. So it sounds like work dried up for me. Dried up for me. Dried up for me. So it means this sound is silent. Then say, work dried up for me. Dried up for me. Dried up for me. You don't stress this sound. You don't stress here. And you connect to it quickly. And sound like work dried up for me. Work dried up for me. Dried up for me. Quickly there. Not for me. Not for me. So let's go together. You cracked on. Work dried up for me. Connect this phrase. Connect the phrase. Work dried up for me. Work dried up for me. Work dried up for me. Dried up for me. Work dried up for me. Work dried up for me. Thank you so much.
Me. You cracked on, work dried up for me. You cracked on, work dried up for me.
Nah, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Nah, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Nah, seriously.
Pay attention here, this guy.
Seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Nah, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working.
Can you repeat after this guy? Let's see.
Nah, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Nah, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working.
Well, this is what this guy is saying. But how does he connect words? Let's see now. Now, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Okay? Now, okay, you've seen how he connects words. The music of English. The way he changed sound here. Now, seriously feels. It sounds like it feels. Not it feels. Okay? The sound, it's like it feels great. It feels great. Great here. It feels great. Then you connect quickly. Then you say great. This silent T, not great. Now, seriously, it feels great. Even this one, silent. We don't have to pronounce that one. Now, seriously, feels great. Now, okay. Now, seriously, feels great. Repeat after me this phrase. Now, seriously, feels great. Now, seriously, feels great. Now, seriously, feels great. To be backing. You see the way he connected here. To be backing, not to be back in. To be back in the mix. To be backing, okay? Then you connect this A in a mix. You connected them quickly. To be back in the mix. And here you see this D. No. It feels like to be back in the mix and okay, and just walking. And this T here is also silent. And it just, not it just. Not and it just. It's like and it just walking and just walking and just walking. Then you connect quickly. Okay? So now we have, now seriously feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Again, repeat after me. Now seriously feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Then, now seriously feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Let's go quickly. Now feels great to be back in the mix and just working. So connect the whole phrase now and the sound quickly. Now seriously feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Try to speak like that. Now seriously feels great to be back in the mix and just working. You relax fast. You have to relax. And it sounds like that. Now seriously feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Can you do that? I hope it is so good. Well, now let's go. Let's go on here.
Working. Nah, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working.
Now, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Repeat like that. Now, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Now, seriously, it feels great to be back in the mix and just working. Okay.
The thing is, you've been busy. It's just our paths haven't crossed.
Let's go here. Now, listen.
The thing is, you've been busy. It's just our paths haven't crossed. The thing is, you've been busy. It's just our paths haven't crossed. The thing is, you've been busy. It's just our paths haven't crossed. The thing is, you've been busy. It's just our paths haven't crossed.
Well, now you see the guy how he's connecting the word here. Thing is you have. Okay, what's he stating here? Thing is you have. Okay. Thing is you have. Thing is you have. You've been busy. You've been busy. It's just our path haven't closed. Well, let's now move together. Thing is you have. You've been busy. You've been busy. It's just a path haven't crossed. It's just a path haven't crossed. It's just a paths haven't crossed. It's just a path haven't closed. It's just a path haven't crossed. You see now the way they reduce words, they connect words, they change words. Okay. So thing is, you've been busy. It's just a path haven't crossed. Repeat like that. Thing is, you've been busy. Thing is, you've been busy. It's just a path haven't crossed. Okay, here you connect the word together. It's just a path haven't crossed. Just a path haven't crossed. Well, guys, thank you so much. I think now you see how you can sound fluent while you are speaking English. So practice with English native speakers. So make sure you subscribe on IngMovie TV so that you can stay updated with this English lesson. So today's English was about spoken English. Hope you've learned a lot. Bye-bye.